Hello everyone, and welcome to another custom campaign where today we are playing City of Peace, which is a murder mystery. Ooh. It's another campaign by Filtheydelphia. And the one scenario is City of Peace. A young woman has been murdered in the City of Peace, oh no. The rightly guided Khalifa Harun ar-Rashid has tasked me, his vizier, to identify the murderer as well as the murder weapon. Because he is a just ruler, the Khalifa demands I be deliberate in my investigations and accurate in my pronouncements. Once I am finished, I will return to the palace to inform the Khalifa of my findings. I will not fail him. Okay, is that us? 173 years since the Hijra and 1 day since the body of a young woman was discovered murdered. Oh, and how do we pronounce this? Jafar ibn Yahya. I totally butchered that pronunciation, but okay. Ooh, that is the Khalifa's palace. That is beautiful. Let me turn the scroll speed down a tiny bit, actually. There we go. Speak to Ghassan, the head Ghulam. Okay, let's actually check our objectives. That's just the intro. Oh, we have investigation notes, okay. First, I want to speak to the head bodyguard to find out what I can about the victim. The woman was found in an alley. The streets of Baghdad are not as safe as they once were. Prosperity has brought her wicked sisters poverty and crime. Okay, she was found in an alley. Oh, we can chat. Ask about the body, examine him, and leave. Let's examine him. He looks agitated and preoccupied. He seems to be taking the murder personally as an affront to his ability to keep order in the city. Ask about the body. She was stabbed multiple times in the abdomen. Her killer did not skulk and strike from behind. He approached her directly. He may have even known her. Capillaries on his fingers empty, turning the olive skin white as he squeezes the hilt of his sword. It is frustrating. The Khalifa expects me to keep the Ummah safe, but where was I? Yes, the body is at the masjid. Go there to examine it. Okay, we'll go and examine the body. And I guess we'll want to find the alley too, to find the scene of the crime. Oh, we tried and select him to speak with him again? Okay. Okay, I'll set a hotkey for you. Hopefully makes it easier to select you. Ooh, what's over here? Concubine and... Oh, and the eunuch guards. Okay. There you are, vizier. Care to imbibe on an old fool's words until your cheeks are rosy like ruby red wine? Abu Nuwas smiles broadly. The poet's taste for strong wine and handsome boys has made him no friends among the devout, but his piercing wit has elated the Abbasid court. Okay, we will speak to you. The city and I are much alike, you know, born to a Persian mother, but bearing the name of an Arab conqueror, creatures of libertine bellies cloaked by the dasha of piety, but only I am true to my nature. As I have said before, do not disapprove my tastes, for your blame is temptation and the cure of my ills the cause of it all. Sadness cannot linger here in wine's courtyard, where even the cup it is sipped from rejoices. Okay, after all of that, I decided to talk about the woman who's murdered. Okay. 201. That is a tragedy, but only the wretches pause to question an abandoned campsite. While I pause to inquire about the neighborhood tavern. I mean no disrespect, Jafar, and I truly mourn the loss of one of Baghdad's pearls, but as I always say, don't cry for Layla and don't rejoice over Hind, instead drink to the rose from a rosy red wine. Jafar realized his conversation with the poet was going nowhere and made an excuse to hurry away. Okay, let's hurry away. Unease descended upon Jafar as he passed the Sayatu Ali the followers of Ali. The schism between the al-Asuna and the Shi'atu Ali threatened to rip apart the Ummah created by Muhammad, peace be upon him. It was not unknown for violence to spontaneously erupt in the streets or at masjids during prayer whenever groups of the two sects were present. Consequently, Jafar viewed any gathering of Shi'atu Ali with suspicion. And here's a gathering of them near that imam. Outside of another imam. Okay. There's an imperial camel and a Mameluke riding past as the Tatars wear the Saracens. Okay. Let's see. Can we investigate anything here? Oh, there's some villagers passing by and an imam. There's a minaret. It's back here. Select the imam to speak to him. The masjid, that's where the body is, right? Let's see. Yes, speak to the imam there to examine the body. The body you seek, vizier, is not here, as is ordered us by our piety to Allah. The bodies of the deceased must be buried immediately. Demand to exhume the body, ask about the victim, look at him. Oh, let's look at him first. Let's stare him down, give him a good stare. Unlike Hassan, the imam does not look apprehensive. He has the resolute stoicism of a pious man of God who knows his eternal fate has already been written. I will ask him about the victim first. I cannot say that I know anything of the victim. She was interned here and the obligatory washing Ghusl was conducted. I led the Salat al-Janaza, the funeral prayer, but I cannot say the victim was known to me. If you wish to know about her, speak to her husband, a horse husbandman named Musin. Allah knows the weight in a man's heart, and on his day of judgment the scales will be true. Can we demand to see the body? I guess if they've washed it, then we won't really. Are you mad? How dare you suggest something so haram? I will not have a kafir in my presence. If you are not the blessed Khalifa's vizier, I would demand your arrest right now. Alright, we'll just leave him then. 204. Okay, so now we know that we can't see the body. But we can talk to her husband, a horse husbandman. So there's a stable here. Come to me, O Vizier. I must speak with you. Only a man in your high station can help me. Okay, you again. Oh, tragedy of tragedies, Jafar. The ulema, those white-bearded old men who know no joy from their haggard she-goats they call wives and wish to inflict their own boredom to all, have gotten to the Khalifa's ear. That Talib, that scoundrel masquerading as a man of Allah, that liar and vermin has insulted me once more. This is the camel that broke the bale of straw. What is the problem, Abu Nuwas? The Ghuliam are confiscating all wine in the city, O Vizier. Please, if you cannot convince the Khalifa otherwise, find me some wine for one last drink. Okay, Jafar nodded obligingly and went on his way. I bet that guy would be good friends with Father Garnis. Oh, this guy. It's the husband. My father suspects the Ummah will be in turmoil soon. The Blessed Khalifa is much too concerned with his poetry to sense the troubles or to stomp them under his eminently sandaled foot before they consume us. Even now, he orders me to find the poet Ibn Jami. Allah, the Khalifa will discover the Ummah has fallen in disarray only when a poet sings about it. What does your father wish of me? Okay. My father has two concerns. First, our wealth has brought us many slaves from foreign shores. Unrest among these slaves could be our undoing. My father himself was once a slave, so he knows too well the desire for freedom. Find out what you can about the slaves. If you, a man in your position, could gain the trust of one of them, it would help us greatly. Try to find one of the Zanj. They are strong brutes, but not particularly clever. And what is the second concern? The troublesome Shi'atu Ali. They always threaten to sunder the Ummah in half, but deal with them later. For now, find a Zanj slave. Okay. So I have to find a Zanj. And so who are you again? You are Al-Fadi Ib Al-Rabi. You are a petard, Musin. Musin stands sullenly near the stable doors where he works and lives. Upon seeing Jafar, he shrugs his shoulders in resignation. Take me, vizier. Bring that beast Ghassan here, and take me to the executioner's axe. I know how it all looks, and no one will listen to my plea of innocence. Ask about his wife, okay? She was so foolish. She betrayed me, and I knew it. I knew her transgressions would get her killed, leaving my bed at night to wander the streets of Baghdad on her rendezvous with some vermin. I wouldn't have killed her, no matter what you think, but what I would have done to that beast who took her from me, inshallah, his judgment will come. How do you know she was adulterous? Because of a sapphire necklace she hid from me, she would bury it in the haystack, but wear it at night when she went to see the adulterer. That beast gave it to her. Why did you not divorce her or tell the Imam? Because her brother is the Imam. Talib, I did not want the ulema to know of her crime, where they would have had her stoned, and I did not want her to die. I only wanted to be rid of her through talaq, a legal divorce. That brother of hers said he could not permit it. His family's honor was at stake, or some nonsense he put above Allah's laws. You now see what his honor got him, a dead sister. Musin is animated, his speech enraged and broken, tears sliding down his cheeks. He wipes his eyes and leans in close to Jafar, his eyes checking his surroundings as he whispers, I think he knew she was an adulterer. I did not tell him, but he knew. May Allah forgive me if I am wrong, but I think he may have killed her to restore honor to his family. Cannot have the Imam's sister be a known adulterer. How would he know? Imam Talib is close friends with the Herald. They say the Herald tells Allah what he misses when he blinks his celestial eyes. If you wish to know anything about the dark alleys of Baghdad, the Herald can tell you. I am certain he told the Imam about his sister. Take me if you find me guilty of this crime, but that pious servants of Allah will suffer hellfire when he leaves this world. And let's maybe search the stables. He takes a solemn step aside, allowing us into his home and stables. You will find nothing, vizier. That dog, Ghassan, and his henchmen already ransacked my home and found nothing. Alright, select the stables to search. We'll search those haystacks. Nothing, not even the sapphire necklace. Oh, so it's not there, and we would want to know if the body is wearing a sapphire necklace when it was found. And the people who did the ritual should have figured that out. Ooh, we find a small brownish red blade with dry blood. No, that is impossible. I did not kill her. The guards came and searched. They did not find anything. Go to Ghassan and ask. It is not my blade. Oh, so someone may have planted a blade there. Okay, we'll leave. And let's go see if we can confirm that they searched the stables and didn't find anything. Yes, I searched the home with Isif and Shiraz. So those two names searched the stable. We found nothing of interest, although if you found something, he may have hid it elsewhere and returned it to his home after we searched. I do not believe his innocence. I have found it is usually the husband. A jealous husband with delusions of infidelity is open to the whisperings of Shaitan the Deceiver. Go tell the Khalifa and we will arrest him immediately. Now we're going to continue the investigation. Okay, so what do we want to do next? We can also do this slave thing to determine if there's a revolt, and this poet is concerned he will be without wine. And we may want to go and speak with the Herald, who apparently knows a lot about the city. Where is their Herald? Nora, I thought they were going to name her Noob, but nope. Ooh, a thief. Okay, merchant. Blacksmith. Oh, we can go talk to the slave here. Yeah, I'll get these goods and take them to the bazaar before your back feels my sting. Worthless Zanj. Oh. Let's go follow the slave again. Okay, so the merchant is going to ask him to take the stuff to the market. Oh, there they are at the bazaar. Ooh, 100 gold. Wonderful. Hello. Ah, the great vizier. Come to see the highest quality wares in all of Baghdad. I have the finest in Berber rugs and Persian books for such an esteemed gentleman like yourself. Let's ask about a sapphire necklace. Sapphire, no. But I do have some beautiful rubies from far-off Hindustan. I am willing to part with them for a reasonable sum of dinar. I am asking about a specific sapphire necklace. Ah, I see, the one I sold to Ghulam Ghassin for his beautiful new bride. Yes, it was an awe-inspiring piece. Sapphires laying across. I think the rubies are better. Surely you would agree it is a very reasonable price. No. So you sold her the necklace, or sold them. I want to ask you about swords though, too. Okay. And you stopped describing it, okay. But it was beautiful and awe-inspiring with lots of sapphires on it. So if someone shows me another necklace that isn't beautiful, then we know they're lying. The blacksmith may be able to tell where the bloodied blade came from. Oh, we will ask the blacksmith then. Oh, we can't reach him, he's in the blacksmith. I can tell it is a fine blade, even blotted with dried blood. It is made of Damascus steel, the greatest in the world. I cannot imagine the owner of this blade would wish to be rid of it, even with the blood of an innocent upon it. I did not make this blade. It was imported, maybe even from Damascus. The only men I have seen with blades like these are the best of the Caliphs, Ghulam, and the Franj emissary, Sigmund. I never trusted the Franj. Okay, so it's a very special blade. I'm gonna leave the blacksmith. Let's go try to talk to that Bilal, the Zanj slave again. There you are. We're the vizier. My apologies, master. I live to serve. What may I do for the blessed vizier? I missed something there. Did you wish to speak with me? Yes, I did. That's why I clicked you. Where are you from? Let's be all casual. From the salt marshes of Basra. My master purchased me on his merchant travels. Where are you from in Al-Zanj? From Al-Habash, which the Greeks call Ethiopia. My father and his father before him herded goats in our valley home. It has been years since anyone asked me about my homeland. And the next, what can you tell me about your master? His eyes opened wide as if he were overtaken by the sudden realization that he was speaking to someone powerful who can, with a single word, change his life. He leans in closer, whispering, "My master betrays the Calipha's laws, blessed vizier. May I ask your mercy and your permission to explain?" Granted. Continue. My master does not pay the proper taxes and deals in haram goods. He has me smuggle wine and beer and hides precious rubies and jars of pottery. As the blessed vizier, surely you can have him arrested, and voila, I will gladly serve whomever you wish as long as I am free of that man. And we will need some evidence. These very barrels I carry contain wine. Take me to Ghulam and tell them these barrels are owned by Mahfuz. They will throw me in prison if I go alone, but will believe the Calipha's vizier. Oh, let's go and... Will he follow me? Oh, he will. You're Mahfuz, and we've already talked to you, and you didn't like the sapphires, so this guy here, you might like the wine. While I am flattered, I am not much a fan of the burly type Jafar. Carry something you might like. In a flurry of garments, gurgles, and strangely poetic praises, Abu Nuwas opened a barrel and gorged himself on the cherry red wine. Jafar stopped the poet with barely enough evidence left to show Al-Fadl and the Ghulam. Abu Nuwas, in the midst of blips, asked Jafar to return quickly, for he was in the mood for poetry. Okay, Bring you to al-Fadi. Note that if he hasn't drunken it already, Abu Nuwas might be interested in the wine. No, he has drank it. He looked alarmed as he sees the burly Zanj. He grabs Jafar's soldiers and motions for the slave to keep his distance. Why did you bring him here? I wanted you to gain his trust, not bring him to the Caliphia. What did you find out? His master is a smuggler. I will gain his trust by arresting his owner. He carries illegal wine. Arresting the slave will set an example that will keep the others in their place. 201. Let's believe the slave. Very well, I'll have Hussein arrest this Mahfuz immediately. Do not become too kind to the slave. Simply find out if the Zanj will rebel. Return to the bazaar and select Bilal to speak with him again. Okay, oop, this guy's gone. He's arrested. Thank you, blessed vizier. Voila, this is the greatest day of my life. I will gladly serve whomever you grant me to. But I must confess, master, that I never imagined that Khalifa's vizier would be so just. My brothers, my fellow Zanj, have grown agitated over our bondage, and many wish to rebel. I will tell my brothers the Khalifa is on our side, just as the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, liberated my namesake. I will trust in the Khalifa to do what is right and just. Thank you again. Well, I feel like maybe we should have just arrested this guy to make everyone else rebel then. My father will collect. I will have the Ghulam molest this pile immediately. He will confess his knowledge of the rebellion, and his execution will be an example to the Zanj. Do not look glum, Jafar. This is the only way we can ensure peace and prosperity in this blessed city of peace. Come back a little later, and I will tell you about our other problem. Well, he's gone now. He is visibly drunk as he motions for us to come to him. Oh, a cup, and fill it up, and tell me it is wine. Oh, vizier, the city, it is swirling about like a dervish. A poet cannot sing with so much commotion. Help me, vizier. I know you are not trained in the aesthetic arts, but surely you can put together a rhyme. Help me with my poem, I beseech you. Okay, we'll do some poetry. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Oh, a cup, and fill it up, and tell me it is wine. What's next? But we know it is not, because I am a man who only rhymes. For never will I drink in shade, if I can drink in shine. Well, they both rhyme. Let's go 202. Lovely, more Jafar, here. Cursed and poor as every hour, sober I must go. But rich am I, whenever drunk I stagger to and fro. But it is the way of the Imams, so it must be so. Okay, we'll go down the drunken path. Haha, indeed. One more for our Persian ancestors. Speak for shame the loved one's name. Let vain disguises fall. Good for naught our pleasures hid behind a curtain wall. Until we meet again, let us truly pass the barrel of wine to all. 202. I like the spirit, but it has no rhythm. Not bad, it could be better, but you must have an Imam's blood in your patrimony. There's only one cure for that. And bad rhyme, you know. Jafar nodded and went about his way. Okay, so let's come back to this guy, see if he has a second task that could somehow help him. Okay. Now to deal with these heretical Aoe2 Ali. The Caliphia is hesitant to arrest their Imam Musa al-Qadim because he underestimates the threat of violence the Shia pose. We must make him aware of the danger. Already they stand before the masjid, making many of our people fearful, even to pray. We cannot allow the Shia to coerce the devout to disobey Allah. Find out why they are in front of the masjid and see if you can gain their trust. Okay, let's go talk to you guys. Begone, vizier. The Caliph's henchmen are no friends of the Aoe2 Ali. The Imam does not wish to speak, and his followers eye Jafar suspiciously. What kind of vizier are you to take no for an answer, Jafar? Well, I would have simply run him through for his insolence. Listen, I have an idea. Go back to the Imam and convince him you have become a Shia. Okay, convince them that they have wooed and we're not going to follow their faith. The Shiite Imam stroked his beard in consternation as his followers continued to eye Jafar suspiciously. I would dismiss this is a trick, but you could be a powerful ally, Vizier. You will have to prove your devotion to the al-Abayat, the family of Muhammad, peace be upon him. Go and study your faith and our history and return to me. I'll ask you questions to determine if you are a true scholar, Vizier. Where will I go to study? If you are truly pure of heart in Salah, he will answer your questions. All knowledge can be found somewhere in this city. What are your questions? Oh, the poet was not pleased with our poetry. Oh well. Okay, so what are these ninjas down here? Thief, open your palms. I will cut off your hands for your crimes. Let's talk about the thief. I have caught this thief, Vizier, and look what he has here. What a nice sapphire necklace you have. Thief, did you steal it for your whore of a wife, or will you wear it yourself? Oh, let's ask him about the necklace. With due respect, Vizier, he is vermin who has no right to speak to someone of your station. He stole this necklace from the jeweler or from some sheikh's third wife. Ask again. My lord, the necklace was given to me. I did not steal it. A man in bloodied rags gave it to me. Silence, thief. The Vizier will not hear your lies. You are a liar and a thief. Are you a murderer as well? I will find out who gave it to him. A man in bloodied rags. A man of my reputation does not ask how another man of the gutters found his wares. If it is a gift, it is a gift from Allah. I took it from him and ran before he could change his mind. And what did he look like? Cannot tell, my lord. His face was uncovered, but I cannot say I paid it much heed. I saw only his bloodied rags before the sapphire's brightness made me blind to all else. Okay, can I talk to you in the market? Nope. Okay, so based on what we heard from the blacksmith, it's very likely not that guy's knife. The Bait al-Hikmah, the House of Wisdom, a library, school, and repository of all ancient and current science and wisdom. Unlike the Islamic madrasas, this institute welcomes Persian fire worshippers, Christians, and Jews. Select Sigmund, the Franz emissary, to speak with him about his sword. Who is... Oh, you have a camel. Oh, that's the herald. Oh, you're the emissary. I had a fine blade from Aleppo, but it was stolen from me a few days ago. Those worthless Ghulam could not find a thief in a Damascus alley. It is because I am a Christian and a Frank. Outside of King Aaron's court in this library, your people consider me a worthless barbarian, if they even consider me at all. So what exactly happened to his sword? I was at the stables checking on my horse. I removed my scabbard, and when I returned, the blade was gone. I know that husbandman, Muhammad or whatever his name is, stole it. I called the Ghulam to do their duty, but their chief Ghassan would refuse to arrest the thief. He took one look at the thief's wife and turned around. She is beautiful, but my sword was worth 3 of her. What? What does Muhsin's life have to do with anything? I do not know. It was all very strange. I took it as some custom of you Saracens unknown to me. He simply saw her and called his men off. They did not even check the thief's clothes. I wondered if she were a princess but married to a stable hand. I do not think so. Something was afoot, and I ask you to inform King Aaron on my behalf. You are his minister, correct? We may now leave him. Okay, who are you? Shiraz, do you have anything to say? This is the alley where the body was found. One of the guards stands by. We'll select to speak with him. This is the alley where the husbandman's wife was found. It is a narrow street with a minaret at the end, so close to the Khalifa's palace. Let's see, can I search the alley? You can, but there's nothing there unless you wish to enter the minaret. Then you must ask me to open it. Let me look in the minaret. One moment, let me find the key. Okay. The lock has been tampered. It's strange, the lock has been tampered with. It is secure, but someone either used lockpicks on it or had a key but was in such distress he fought with the lock, nearly breaking it. Strange.
صحيح.
Okay, so someone tried to flee to the minaret. Searched it, the insides were dark, damp, and dusty. He began to return downstairs when his eyes caught a pile of rags in a corner. Examining the rags, he found they were caked in dried blood. Ooh. Strange, Cassim himself searched the minaret and found it empty before securing the lock. Whatever turmoil is in his heart is beginning to erode his diligence. Hopefully his new bride will return him to his senses. Hopefully his new bride. Ooh. Tell me about Cassim. He is a skilled warrior and an honorable servant to the Khalifa. His service has earned him the Khalifa's trust and a beautiful young bride, whom he will wed soon. But he has behaved strangely. I would expect a man with his blessings to be overjoyed, but he has grown sullen. This particular crime has had a strong effect on him. No. Okay, has he seen anything suspicious? No, except for a thief who keeps trying to enter the alley, saying he needs to go in the minaret, and muttered about a man in bloodied rags. He has gone mad with Shaitan's touch. Okay, let's leave him then. Okay, I thought I got stuck there for a minute. Okay, is there anything else I can do? Well, I can return to them when I've learned about his stuff. Herald. The Herald. How may the Herald of this fair city help the vizier? Do you know who was Aliya's lover? That I do know, but I fear telling you would lead to his death or worse, his dishonor. Think a little, vizier, and you will find him out. I will not be the one who condemns him, however. Oh, wait, you know the answer and you won't tell us? 201. Do you know who killed her? I cannot tell you that, vizier. Only Allah knows. Ah, so what we do know is that her lover was not the one who killed her. Oh, they are different people. Okay, tell me about some individuals. Whom do you wish to know about? Nice, we'll ask about all of them. First, the husband. He is a simple husbandman who had a beautiful wife. She was much sought after, and both she and he knew it. He wished to divorce her, but was refused. I cannot tell you what is in his heart. And 202, the Imam. A pious Imam who places much worth on his family's honor. The whoring of his sister would have brought much shame to him if it were better known. A divorce would have shed public light on his sister's infidelities. Aha! So 203. The Khalifa's favored Ghulam, given command of the guards. He is to wed a beautiful woman cousin to the Khalifa, but his heart seems to be in turmoil. Ah, okay. Oh, more people. Sijamud the Franj, we can ask. Franj, nothing else needs to be said. Okay, he doesn't seem important. He's just lost the sword. 202. A thief like any other in Baghdad. He seeks the quick score, but is too timid to get his hands truly dirty. Ah, okay, so he's very unlikely to have stabbed anyone with a knife. Okay. Assuming this guy's honest. Okay, so what it sounds like now is that this guy and this guy are conspiring in a plot where we didn't see the body because there is no body because she's still alive and is going to marry him. And the person who really did die was the adulterer, or no, was the woman's, like, the guy sleeping with that woman. So he was killed, and the body that's buried is not hers but his, and they're making it seem like she died because he wanted to divorce her anyway. So he is rid of her. He is not going to have anyone find out his sister is disloyal, and this guy is just going to now marry her, but he's guilty on his conscience. Okay, I was supposed to learn about these guys' beliefs. I don't know where we can do that. maybe at the university. Inside the Bayat al-Hikmah, Jafar requested materials on the Shatu Ali. A few of the Muslims raised eyebrows at the vizier's request, but it went unnoticed among the Jews, Christians, and Persians. Jafar learned about the recent feud between the Abbasid Caliphs and the Shiatu Ali. Harun's grandfather, al-Mansur, betrayed the Shiites who supported the rise of his destiny. So Harun's grandfather, that guy, betrayed the Shiites, okay? Al-Mansur imprisoned the Shiite Imam, polymath, and descendant of Ali, Jafar al-Sadiq, and had him poisoned. The Shiites have since been persecuted by the Abbasids. Content with the knowledge, we can return to them, and hopefully the knowledge is in our notes so we can read it back. Okay, and unfortunately the guy didn't like our poetry. What have you learned? Tell me one crime your Khalifa's family committed against the Al-Bayat. Yeah, it was the grandfather, right? Is that in our objectives? Oh, this is a lot of objectives. Okay, we gotta go check our chat history. It'll be here. Harun's grandfather betrayed the Shiites who supported the rise of his destiny. Imprisoned and had him poisoned. Right, so it is the grandfather. The Imam stroked his beard and thought for a moment, then smiled. Very well indeed. I never thought I'd hear that Khalifa's vizier admit to the crimes of his dynasty. We are here because that masjid is important to us. We will not resort to violence unless pressed, but we will not move until the Califia heeds our request to pray there. Okay, so they just want you to pray there. I see, there's only one way to resolve this then. We must escalate the situation and incite the Shiites to flee. The means I will leave to you. Know that if enough Sunni Muslims arrive for prayers, the situation will quickly escalate. Now, how can you bring enough Muslims to the masjid? Maybe this guy can, like, give them wine, and then they'll go there to get drunk. Oh, no, definitely not. Hello, everyone. You must want to follow me, right? You're a big crowd of people. Are you in the market? You can speak with us? What are you doing back there? So, a little Easter egg in that name there. Well, let's see. Speak with him and confront him about his lies. Oh, we also want to bring enough people here, but okay, we'll speak with him first. The Imam's face betrays no emotion as Jafar accuses him. On cue, with the last consonant of the vizier's final word, the Imam speaks with the muted but solid tone of a marble column. She was the black sheep of our proud and pious family. Of course I would not advertise that I am her brother. The people expect their Imam to be pure of blood as well as of spirit. Why did you deny her a divorce as is allowed by Allah's law? I could not have my sister be husbandless and put out onto the streets. I could not have her scandalized with an adultery claim. I will admit I never imagined that fool would kill her, but such is the mysterious will of all-knowing Allah. Okay. I will be busy serving the devout and Allah. Do not bother me again, Vizier, unless you wish to tell me you have executed my sister's husband. Okay, we'll walk away. How do we get people into the mosque then? Okay, this is a big list of notes on this investigation. Alright, let me give this another read. Now, okay, I missed this with my inability to pronounce names earlier. The necklace was purchased by Ghassan for his new bride, but it ended up with Aliyah. Okay, so he gave it to her? But, okay, that would mean that the lover was him, contradicting what we heard from the herald, who knew who the lover was, but didn't know who the murderer was, which means maybe he just didn't see the murder. And maybe there wasn't a murder, but there has to be some type of murder, because there are bloodied rags. But we still haven't seen a body, so we don't actually have evidence of there being a murder, only that there is some blood and some rags. Unless she actually was murdered, and this was the guy who did the murdering. And then his face was uncovered when he gave it to the thief. Okay, so how can we attract people to this monastery? Maybe if we go back to the, someplace else, we'll get a hint. Maybe the herald can just say, go pray. Okay, maybe we go back to the university. Nope. We go to this market. No. That was another university. Can we talk with him now? No. Give me a hint. See, can we go talk with this guy and accuse him? No. Alright, I gotta figure out where to go. Okay, so what can we... Can we garrison in these towers? Okay, no, you can't reach. No. What about this tower? Can we, like, go there and ring a bell or something and, Oh, we can! Jafar climbed the minaret. He knew if he called the Muslims to prayer, they would flock to the masjid and drive out the Shiites with the force of numbers. Taking a deep breath, he began the Adhan, the Islamic call to prayer. Well, it sure is a lot of them. Jafar descended from the minaret as a crowd began to form near the masjid. As the stream of devout poured into the masjid, the few Shiites grew fearful. When his followers fled, Imam Musa al-Kahim stood defiantly. And he approached the Shia Imam. By order of the rightly guarded Khalifa, you are under arrest, Musa al-Khatim, for causing a public disturbance and obstructing devout Muslims from prayer. Okay, well, did we get anything from that? Was there a point to that? Okay. Well... So it seems like this guy was the killer. I guess, how did he plan to get away with that? If, like, he's now not going to be married, right? Because that was the plan. maybe he didn't know that the woman was involved with another man at the time, and then when he found out, that's when he killed her? Okay, because all the evidence points to him being the murderer. Can we talk to him once more? I don't think so. Let's go. Can we go turn him in? We found the murderer and end the game. Yes, I know who it is. Select the murderer. Ooh. Oh, that's nice. We get a nice overview of the city. It's just... Oh, look how pretty that is. That looks rather nice right there. Anyway, I'll click on you. You are the murderer. Ghassan is the murderer, adulterous lover of Aliyah. He gave her a sapphire necklace, which she wore on their secret trysts in the dark corners of Baghdad. Aliyah wore the necklace on the night of her murder because she was meeting Ghassan. To protect his reputation, he disguised himself in simple rags on these visits. On this night, he killed her, then hurriedly disposed of his rags in the old minaret, to which the Ghulam have keys, nearly breaking the lock in his haste. His position as head Ghulam afforded him the opportunity to divert suspicion to others. While ostensibly searching Musin's stables, he planted the murder weapon and gave the sapphire necklace to a common thief. He loved Aliyah, but also loved his reputation and station in life. He was to wed your lovely cousin, my Khalifa, and knew that public knowledge of his affair would end his life. He killed Aliyah for the sake of his honor. Ah, okay, so they were different people there. Though it pains me deeply, I do believe you are correct, vizier. Inshallah, justice has been met. Select Jafar to continue. Jafar. Oh, and we won, so we got the right guy. Oh, so I guess maybe those two were not in collusion with each other, and he actually did dispose of her body, and it wasn't someone else. Okay then. Check out those stats. Oh, look at this. This was a pacifist run too. Zero units killed. Oh, a mighty fine timeline there. Are there slides? I think there's supposed to be some end slides. Wait a minute. Let's go try to find some end slides. Is there? I think sometimes if you return to the map instead of just leaving, you don't see the end slides. Yeah, there we are. The murderer was found and executed. Justice for the young woman's wrongful death. A measure of peace was restored to the city, and the Khalifa returned to his gardens and his poetry, content that his empire remains a land of tranquility. I fear, however, that the seeds of coming turmoil have already taken root. Up and a beautiful checkered background at the end there. Alright, so that's it for this scenario. Thank you all very much for watching. Extra thanks to everyone supporting me on Patreon, and I'll see you next time.